started doing graffiti when I was about 12 years old, and it was just like writing on the school bus, bathroom walls at school and everything like that, using the cursive that I practiced, so much in school. Why did I open up the shop for graffiti? We opened it up because honestly, Everett was lacking an art supply store, and I got tired of having to drive all the way down to Seattle for any good quality spray paint. I had the opportunity to buy a house. Instead, I decided to invest it in a shop, and it's just been a labor of love ever since. The community out here has been growing. We're trying to grow a community of graffiti artists who are exceptionally talented and devoted to their work. And these people are amazing artists. I've been really shocked.
It's also a nice safe space for artists, especially in the graph scene and the graph community, to where they can go somewhere and you're not recognized or you're not shouted out by who you are.
Everett has an opportunity that I'm trying to push a little bit, that graffiti is not just gang related, it's art related. These people want to do nice things. Even if they're the type of people who would just normally tag something. You give them a wall, you give them some time, they're gonna produce you something extremely beautiful. These people have a voice and they need to be heard. And that's what I love about graffiti today, is people are still getting their name out there and they're being heard through their art. Okay, I actually want to answer this one. This one was actually really fun. This one was actually fun. So this was like 15 years ago in Los Angeles, so I mean, statute of limitations are over. It wasn't anything special or spectacular, but it was definitely the most dangerous. A few of my friends, we decided one night to go and get this big spot above the freeway and just paint a huge smiley face. How we did that is we went on the overpass and they dropped me down using one of those big, heavy duty tie-down straps that you would see on the semi-truck. So they attached that to a little harness that we had, and they draped me down, and then they just dragged me across so I could paint this huge smiley face on the freeway. That was definitely the most dangerous because so many things could have went wrong, and I could have fell to my death and hit the freeway. That was definitely, my adrenaline was running so much that I almost couldn't even go to sleep that night. I would never do it again.
I started doing graffiti at the age of 13, and that was in 1970. In those days, we were always in the street hanging out, looking for things to do. We weren't home, we didn't have computer games and all that. We were always looking for fun, and it started out as fun. So that was something else for us to do while we were hanging out.
Keep you out of trouble.
That came later on.
Yeah.
Graffiti did start as tagging. We used magic markers first in the beginning. Spray paint came a little later. And graffiti, the meaning of graffiti, well, we didn't know how popular big graffiti was going to be today, but the graffiti was the more places you tag your name, the more famous you got. So you went out there and you tag. You didn't care if it looked nice or not, as long as you put up a snake one or whatever. I started writing snake 188. But I dropped the 188 because then the police got hip to see where they could find you, where you live. And that was my street number.
Yeah.
So I started snake up, man. But today's graffiti is more like street art. It's different. We were the first ones to exhibit our artwork on canvas into the galleries. We were the first ones who ever saw paintings at the Razor Gallery on West Broadway in New York City. And I understand I was the very first one to sell graffiti painting in this world. But we all saw paintings, all of us. We all did good. So you saw graffiti painting, $300, I got $150. Wow, okay, man. I saw 3 paintings, so what I got? 1, 2, 3, whatever, man. Back in those days, people see you tagging your name, they had no clue what was going on.
Yeah.
No, what is he? What? Snake one? What? The most dangerous graffiti job I've done when I tagged 2 police cars right in front of the police station, the 34th precinct in Washington Heights. And I tagged me and my partner, Stitch One. That was my partner in crime. And we tagged the side of the police station with spray paint. And I did that because one time I got caught, I got busted with me and another buddy of mine. police took our spray paint away, they said, turn around, we turned around. We didn't know why. What I heard was like, and as they told us, get the out of here, don't come back here no more. Then we realized what they did. They spray painted the back of our jackets. P.D. Police Department. So that's why I went with my buddy Stitch One. We tacked the police cars on the side of the police. Oh, okay.
It's cool. It's gone from like a signature to like these big, complicated constructs, and then abstract stuff, and it's everything. A few of them, when we did them for the collector, we did like in the street. They were like rolled up, unframed, unstretched, and we just like stapled them to like in an alley, back in like behind the meat packet or a vegetable produce market section of SF under the freeway. It was like nobody around. Just click, 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 and we just got up. On paper, anything can look really cool, but on the walls, when it really like comes to life, that's like the lab. So you go out and you paint it and you see if it works, if the proportions are right, the colors you chose are right, and it was just fun to do. Oh yeah, I've been caught, but it's everyone almost everyone gets caught. You have to get caught, but it wasn't that bad. It wasn't complicated. I've always gotten lucky with the cops.
My close inner circle, we don't call it graffiti. It wasn't called graffiti by us. That was an outside media and curators and whatnot who termed it graffiti. Within the culture, it was called writing because we were writing our names, and it was based off of that. So it was the writing culture. If you met another artist and said, "Hey, what do you write?" That was the introduction. And all of the artwork is based off of letter forms, a name. Some artists are more direct and they want it legible. Other artists take it to a different place so that it can be more abstracted. That's where I kind of fall into it. And I started when I was in 3rd grade because it was the first thing that I saw on the street. And that to this day is what holds me to doing public art. So that other people, other youth that might not have the outlet or the time to go to a museum or a gallery, they can see artwork on the street and be inspired for that. Art gave me a voice. When I was in elementary school and I was getting in trouble for what I was doing, it was always like an outside construct of like, oh, I'm getting in trouble for this, but then inside it was, I'm gonna do this regardless, so let me just figure out a way to do it where I don't get in trouble. First day that I was aware of mark making, I had my voice. And as I've grown older, I've learned how to translate it in different forms that I want to express it to the general public. It's in the past. Yeah. No need to dwell on it. San Francisco. This is in Everett. As soon as it's done in my brain, in cultural eyes, our society's eyes, it becomes 18 years old, it's on its own. I'm gone.